What is up guys, Johnny Cooper64 here with another YouTube video, and with the event at Gamescom today, Crash Bandicoot was invited in, revealing new gameplay for Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. The stream was okay, I expected more to be revealed, but we did get this funny montage of the Crash suit guy roaming around the city with his mask on, where he's all alone. Anyways, Toys for Bob revealed a new style of level for the game called Flashback Tapes, where the gameplay you're seeing right here takes place before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. Here players discover Crash and Coco's origin story, where they're being trained to overcome these challenging obstacles that Cortex made them do. These levels are set in Dr. Cortex's castle, and it seems to be a reimagined concept of those hard key levels from Crash Bandicoot 1. I like that they brought that back. From this part of the gameplay, we can see that these flashbacks take place in January 1, 1996. We're going back in the 90s, folks. This also confirms that Crash 1 takes place in 1996, the year the game was released, and that these tapes happen weeks or months before Crash and Coco escape. It's safe to assume that Coco escaped before Crash, and she got a head start while Crash was still there till the beginning of the first game. I complained about how Vicarious Visions had the opportunity for the Insane Trilogy to give us Coco flashbacks that take place between Crash 1 and 2, since she pretty much comes out of nowhere and how she's reunited with her brother is unknown, but now Toys for Bob is giving us that. Well, actually said before Crash 1 though. I love that they're adding more to the Crash Bandicoot lore, since we never got in flashbacks before focused on Crash and Coco, or in the Crash universe in general, maybe besides the evil twins. And the way they made the screen is like if you were watching it from an old TV with a VHS recorder. Shows that Dr. Cortex is viewing and recording these to see Crash and Coco train to become the next super soldier that Cortex wanted Crash to be, which he failed, but this sadly could mean that we probably won't be able to see flashbacks of Coco set between Crash 1 and 2, since there's only cameras in Cortex's castle, unless he puts them in the forest too. This also makes me want a full-blown Uncharted Lost Legacy type game with just Coco Bandicoot set between 1 and 2, maybe even add Nino as well. But the best thing is that Crunch is in the background, meaning that Crunch was already in development or made before Crash 1 even started. It's canon out in both timelines actually. Despite the original timeline and the new timeline being split after Crash 3, this takes place before 1, so it doesn't change anything at all. Also, many people have been saying Crunch is how Cortex envisioned Crash to be, since he wanted him to be the commander of his army, and this is a concept he made if the Evolve Array became successful, which didn't. So Crash was supposed to become Crunch, or it could also mean that Crunch wasn't made yet, but Cortex pretty much had a blueprint of it, which he did end up doing between the events of Crash 3 and Wrath of Cortex, or he was already being made during 1996, but he wasn't ready yet till Wrath of Cortex with the help of the Elementals brainwashing him to become evil. Which one sounds more likely? Hopefully Crunch is in the game as a boss battle, and we see him being reintroduced with a backstory in perhaps the flashback tapes. So back in track, you will have to collect these flashback tapes in levels without dying ones, like the color gems in Crash Bandicoot 1 and the death roots. After you beat the level with, I repeat, not dying ones, you will unlock these flashback levels. But wow, not dying ones makes it more funner and harder to get, because it is such a great concept in the first game that I like. And the levels themselves are hard and challenging even for hardcore players, and yeah, just by seeing it, it looks extremely hard to get all the boxes while avoiding falling to your death, crushed to death, or getting killed by the TNT or Nitro, along with having to go to these specific directions or else you'll meet your end. Also, the crates with timers are such a great concept, as you have limited time before they vanish. There's even ones where it's like the cubes from Super Mario Bros, where you can't be left behind or you fall. These levels are called puzzle rooms set in Cortex's castle, as I said before, and wow, the environment is so detailed and gorgeous. Just look at all that background, and that VHS filter makes it better. Also, the music for these flashbacks are from the original trilogy, not the Insane Trilogy version, and no, it's not the pre-console versions neither. The music we hear from this gameplay is from Jaws of Darkness, Eel Deal, the ice levels from Crash 2, and many others. They don't fit though. I know they're using it for nostalgia, but they feel so random and out of place. I don't mind though, so it's whatever. Now, I'm excited for the game's release, which is almost close to a month now. What do you guys think of the flashback concept? Do these levels look very hard to you? What do you think of the classic music being used? Will Crunch be reintroduced in the game? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.